Quit. Hi, good afternoon here from Palm Springs. Valerie Milano, the senior editor of the Hollywood Times and Aspiring Magazine. And I'm so glad to have our two guests, if you want to call them guests. Suzanne's definitely a guest. But anyway, Dale, can you go next and introduce yourself? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Dale Nickey, and I'm a musician and writer. I put out a few solo albums on my own, and I'm a contributor to THT, write music features and do some editing and stuff like that.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you, Dale. And thank you for having me on. I really appreciate you both. Dale came to one of my events and he enjoyed it so much, he wrote an article about it. And that's how I got connected with the both of you. And yes, I am an event producer and I host two events a year, one in Sedona, which Dale's been to, the Sedona Ascension Retreat during the spring equinox. And then now, a second one right here in San Diego during the fall equinox called the San Diego Transcendence Retreat. And I'm just so excited about it. We have presenters who are best-selling authors, world-renowned teachers, focused on spirituality, consciousness, quantum physics. It's all about consciousness and the consciousness revolution that's really unfolding for humanity right now.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, I might start, Dale, if that's all good.
Yes.
Suzanne, you're very well known for your Sedona retreats, as you said. And what makes this upcoming Transcendence retreat in San Diego different? And what can people expect?
So, what I like about being able to have the two events a year, one is about ascension and the other one's about transcendence. And so the topics differ somewhat in that, many believe that we're in the time of an ascension, where that's an uplifting and an elevation in consciousness, in conscious awareness. It's sort of an awakening for humanity. And then transcendence is really about a state of being. We can achieve states of transcendence during meditation, but our goal is to maintain and sustain a state of transcendence throughout our day and throughout our daily life. And so that's what our presenters and speakers are focused on talking about, teaching. We have not just on stage presentations, but we also have workshops. And San Diego, as you know, is on the water. So I like the compliment of like the fiery red rocks of the desert in Sedona being complemented by the watery coastal site that I've chosen for this retreat. It's right on the beach of the bay.
That's so wonderful. I love that. I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to let Dale, if he wants to do a couple. So, a lot of people, Suzanne, feel a deep spiritual connection to the ocean. Was that part of the inspiration behind choosing San Diego as your location?
Definitely. And we are actually going to have a couple of workshops that take place right on the water. So people have the opportunity to put their feet in the water. There's, opportunities to sit in the cabanas and meditate in front of the water. I mean, when you look out on the horizon of the water meeting the sky, it's like you're looking into infinity, right? And then you can start to synchronize your breathing with the water flowing in and out, and you get very meditative, transcendent experience by doing a retreat on the water. And this resort, the Bahia Resort, is just gorgeous. And they have all kinds of tropical vegetation, beautiful landscaping. So you just feel like you're in a retreat center for this experience. So I'm just very delighted about that. Thank you.
Dale, you want to go next?
Yeah, I just wanted to offer my perspective as somebody who actually attended her Sedona conference. And I can say that Suzanne has a real passion for this stuff. She gets A-list people. She gets people from science, whether you worship at the altar of science or faith. She connects all the dots. She has theologians, she has PhDs, she has mathematicians, she has lawyers, physicists, astrophysicists, just the whole spectrum. And she runs a really tight event. And as a musician, I would like to add that I really appreciate the fact she takes great care with the music in the interludes because there is some dead time between speakers. And she always finds people who are like really appropriate to the vibration of the event. Because I've gone to some events and although I've got got a lot out of them. Sometimes they'll just put a jazz trio up on stage or a folk singer. She really takes great care to make sure that the sound and the music enhances the event. So I really appreciate that. And I wanted to ask Suzanne, what kind of music you're going to have at this event and the sound healing. I wanted you to explain sound healing to people.
Ah, thank you for that. Yes, we will have a sound healer, and her name is Shelley Reef, and she's actually been in the music industry her whole life, involved in different ways. But now, at the end of her career here as a set in sound, she wants to participate in sound healing with the harp. She's very well known for playing the harp for sound healing and also the crystal bowls.
Mhm.
So she brings in these instruments that create a very high vibrational frequency. And in the midst of that high vibrational frequency, people drop into a meditative state. I call it a sound immersion. So you're really immersed in this high vibrational frequency that elevates you, uplifts you, puts you in that transcendent state. Also, Dale, it looks like we're going to be getting entertainment for the sunset dinner cruise that we're taking people out on the bay on this William D. Evans paddle wheel boat. Lauren Monroe. Lauren Monroe is actually married to the drummer for Def Leppard, Rick. And she started singing spiritual music. One of her songs is called Calling All Angels.
Mhm.
And so it looks like I'll be booking them for the entertainment for the Sunset Dinner
Wow,
Cruise.
That's
that's amazing.
amazing and exciting. Go ahead, Dale. I think you had a couple more.
Well, I just want to also add, when you were talking about the ocean, I attended a conference in San Diego. I think you were involved with it, Suzanne, in 2022 with Alan, but at the convention center. And do you remember that?
I do,
Yeah.
yes.
And I just say the proximity to the ocean really adds another dimension to the whole event, and Mission Bay just sounds like the perfect locale for this.
It,
Thank you.
it
Yeah.
really does.
And we did look at the convention center, and it's wonderful and it's pristine and it's great for conferences, but we really wanted to have a place that made you feel like you were in a retreat, right? With all of the vegetation, the ability to put your feet in the sand anytime, the ability to walk right out onto the water direct from the resort. So, we're very happy to have found this Bahia Resort. Oh, and the ballroom is on the upper level and it's surrounded by big windows that look right out on the San Diego Bay. So you don't feel like you're confined in a meeting room. You're actually seeing out onto the bay the whole time that you're enjoying the presentations. I just love that.
Is this a one-time experience? I don't even know if you can answer this yet. Or do you see the San Diego Transcendence Retreat becoming an annual gathering?
Definitely an annual gathering. And it's so great. The event facilitator there is spiritual and he loves Gaia TV. And, so he's been really bending over backwards to make this possible for us because, we've told him this works out well. We're going to make this our annual destination.
There's just, and maybe Dale can touch on this with you. Some people are still skeptical of the spiritual community, meditation, or ideas like universal consciousness. What would you say to someone who's curious but unsure?
Come to our event because, like Dale said, we bring in quantum physicists. One of our guests is an MIT scientist, and he has an international best-selling book called The Simulation Hypothesis. And so, we do bring in scientists, like he said, mathematicians, quantum physicists, those people who can bring in very compelling evidence about, parallel realities, quantum entanglement, quantum jumping. And then also, he mentioned the lawyer, he's called the psychic lawyer, but he is a medium who talks about eternity and the afterlife frequency and has very compelling evidence around there being an afterlife. So yeah, we bring in very intelligent people who've done their research, and also then the spiritualists we bring in are very legitimate. They're very heart-centered, soul-inspired, and dedicated to the awakening and ascension of humanity in a way that makes them, you know, very legitimate, very heartfelt, very compelling too.
Dale, maybe you wanted to tell us your experience, how you got involved.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect segue. Mark Anthony, I think is who she's speaking about, the lawyer. I saw him in Sedona, and he was talking about, spoiler alert, he was talking about his best friend who he considered his brother who passed away at an early age. And I had a similar experience. And, I'm an open-minded skeptic, but Mark Anthony was might be for me the most compelling speaker at that conference because he brought receipts, like Suzanne is saying, and I was in tears. And I'm pretty tight with the buck, but after his presentation, I went to his table and threw down a $100 bill and said, "Give me everything this man ever wrote." And I bought all his books, and was really compelling, and because of him, I have my own personal certitude now that there is something beyond the veil, and that there is something beyond what we can see and touch, and it's a very comforting feeling. Just for me personally, I don't proselytize that to anybody else, but that's how I feel. So
Well,
I,
I'm curious. I'm curious, Suzanne, how you find all these wonderful people that are going to be there as far as entertaining, and how do you find them? How can people pitch you on that?
So I've been doing this for over a decade, and I started out small. I had a podcast on Voice America TV for a few years where I had to produce a show every week. And that's 52 weeks out of the year that I have to have a guest on. And so during that time, I really got interconnected into the community of those who are fascinated by consciousness, spirituality, science, you name it. And so I had this opportunity to really get connected with a lot of people who are difference makers, you know, people who are really making a powerful, positive difference in the world with what they're bringing forth. Of course, best-selling authors, world-renowned speakers. And in getting connected into them, just started inviting them, you know, to my event. So I really reach out to them. I do my research. I see who's getting a lot of views, you know, who people, you know, give the people what they want, right? Go on YouTube and see who has the numbers, that people are really interested in hearing what they have to say and really want to meet them. Of course, if their material resonates with me and aligns with my event, then I invite them.
yeah, she has, and they're all great. And you know, what I find is some people think that spirituality is in one bucket and religion is in another, and this conference kind of just ties everything together. What's the difference between prayer and meditation? I don't know. You're in communion with your higher power either way. And so I think if there's really anybody who comes to your conference with an open mind is going to walk away feeling better and feeling they got something out of it. That's my feeling about it.
So, for those ready to transcend and explore a deeper connection to themselves and the universe, how can they sign up or learn more? Maybe you can give us like your website and any of your social media handles.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. San Diego Transcendenceretreat.com. Just go to the website and explore the different pages. We have a variety of passes from all-inclusive to a la carte, so you can participate in any way you like. Of course, we have a deeply discounted group rate for the hotel rooms. So come and join us in San Diego. It's going to be a beautiful experience and life-shifting for all.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Go ahead. I can tell that Dale wants to say another couple things about it, and then
Oh,
we'll wind down.
no, I just want to say that, like I said, I originally went because my wife Renee was really involved with this sort of, spiritual and dimensional awareness and stuff like that. I was more skeptical than her, but a lot of my skepticism has kind of melted away because the people who go there is so compelling, and these people are not aloof or unapproachable. They don't do their spiel and then go to their dressing room and hide. You can go out into the vendor area and talk to these people and ask them questions and share your experiences. And I think that's one of the best parts about it. And I
Yeah.
don't know if you're going to have vendor booths at this one
Oh,
or not,
yes.
Suzanne.
Yes, and all the speakers always have a booth just for that purpose
Yeah.
to engage with the members. And also the workshops. So
Yeah,
workshops really give people an opportunity to engage with the presenters. And the Sunset Dinner Cruise, right? All the presenters will be on that. So you get an opportunity in a social environment to engage with them as well.
So is this just a 1 day thing or a retreat? Because I know it's September 27th. I mean, or is it a whole weekend? Because I know
Yeah.
it's September 27th.
It's 2 days. It's Saturday and Sunday, the 27th and the 28th. Thank you.
Good. Love it. Okay.
well, we look forward to seeing you there, Suzanne.
For
Thank you, Dale, and thank you for your beautiful endorsement and your heartfelt testimonial. Thank you for sharing that about Mark Anthony. I didn't know that, and he'll be at this one too. So really, I'm so thrilled to hear that, Dale.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and so we're the Hollywood Times dot today as our website and aspiringmagazine.com. And our YouTube channel is the Hollywood Times Official. So Dale, how can we find you? How can our viewers and readers find out more about your music and what you do?
Well, I'm lucky. My name is pretty unique. So if you type Dale Nickey, Nickey, into Google, you'll find me right away. I have a YouTube channel with my music on it, and if my music is available on Apple and on Spotify and all the usual suspects. So if you really want to find me, you can.
Love it. Suzanne, thank you. It's so wonderful to see you again. And Dale, thank you so much for all your input and all what you do for the Hollywood Times.
Oh, it's always great. Thank you, Valerie.
All
Thank you,
right.
Valerie. Thank you,
Great.
Dale. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you. Have a great rest of y'all's day. Bye-bye.